Hi, I'm Jeremy Thewlis, and I'd like to introduce Kim Thomson from Valor, a little town in northern New South Wales. And tonight she's going to be presenting this webinar called Curious About the Young Living Business? So let's get straight into it. Take it away, Kim.
Thanks, Jeremy. So why do this as a business? What is the company called Young Living, and why would you possibly want to do Young Living as a business? Well, why not, I say. So I wanted to start by talking a little bit about my story and who I am. So this is my family, Jeremy and the two girls, Caitlin and Tegan. And I believe that Young Living is an amazing company that's truly changed my life and the life of my family. I actually got given my first Young Living oil. It's a blend called Gentle Baby, and I was given that by my husband's auntie at the time when I was pregnant with Caitlin. Caitlin will turn 11 next week, I think. But when I smelt that blend, I thought, wow, that's too strong to use on a baby. And I didn't understand back then about good quality essential oils and how potent they are. And I definitely didn't know about diluting essential oils. So I put it in the cupboard and I didn't use it for over a year. I was actually having a home birth and my midwife gave me a book on natural therapies. So I started researching and came up with a list of essential oils to include in my birth plan. So oils for labour and afterbirth and all of that kind of stuff. My mother-in-law had recently started with Young Living, so I asked her to order them for me. She said, why don't you get your own account? But I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I just want you to order the oils. I'm not interested in being a part of your company. You know, back then I thought it was a bit of like a cult. And I said to her, like, I've been in these kind of companies before and, you know, it didn't work for me. I didn't make any money. Anyway, she ended up ordering the oils for me, and I actually had Caitlin in very short time, like 10-minute labour, and I never used any of the oils. So moving on, a year later, and I decided that I wanted a diffuser. I wanted to be able to diffuse oils like myrtle and lavender and lemon and frankincense to keep us healthy over the winter months. And my mother-in-law gave me a diffuser. It was only then that I actually started to use the essential oils that I'd even got as part of my birth plan. And by then, my mother-in-law had given me a few others and said, here, try this. And once again, I just put them in the cupboard. But this particular winter, I pulled them out. I was still adamant, I'm not going to become a member. So, you know, you just order me the oils. I don't want anything to do with the company. Another year went past and I was pregnant with my second child, and I finally joined in July 2010, and only because by this stage I'd worked out I would need a second diffuser, one for Caitlin's room and one for Tegan's room. Back then you actually got a diffuser when you did 3 consecutive months. So I said I'd do the 3 months and that was it. No more. I, wasn't going to be on the rewards program. I wasn't going to do any of that. I just wanted those 3 months worth of oils. And, being quite financially, minded, I thought, well, I'll order the kits because that seemed to be the best value. So for the first 3 months, I got the Everyday Oils kit, the Raindrop kit, and the Ancient Oils kits. Most of them had sort of like 10 or 12 oils in them. And I thought that was the best way. By month 4, I looked and there was one more kit that I really wanted, which was called the Feelings kit. So I ordered that one. I wanted to do a bit of emotional detoxing. And I thought that was it. No more, not ordering ever again, or so I thought. 9 years later, and I haven't missed a month. I was also quite adamant that I would never do this as a business. After all, I had a very well-paying government job, and 9 years later, I've built a business part-time, mind you, around a very busy government job and around my family. So if you ever think that people who say no mean no forever, I'm actually proof that that isn't true. Some of us just don't realize how Young Living will change their lives until they actually give it a go. So keep following up with people, keep asking people, because you never know when it's going to be the right time for that person. And I'm also proof that you can do this business in 1 hour a day, so long as you do it consistently day after day and don't give up. So why would you choose Young Living? I can give you a million reasons, but I'm just going to narrow it down in just a few minutes. Firstly, Young Living is a member of the Direct Selling Association of Australia, which basically means that we play by the rules and we're compliant with regulations. There are other network marketing companies out there who are not, and therefore they can't actually join the Direct Selling Association. Secondly, we have a massive range of products. People always comment at markets and when they see the catalogue and how many oils and other products our company actually has as opposed to other companies. We literally have products for everyone, including pets, and forever products, not just for a season, which is what we commonly see. They flush into the marketplace and then, people don't need them anymore. Young Living is truly a lifestyle company. And once you join, you'll fall in love with Essential Rewards, as I did, even though I swore that I wasn't going to join. And you get to enjoy all the benefits of the Young Living lifestyle. People often ask, are you like those other companies? I'm sure you've heard of some other network marketing companies. I say, well, we do have the same business model, but we're nothing like them. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, used to say that he does not make products for a profit, he makes them for a purpose. This is a family company. It's not a listed company. This is a purpose-driven company that runs with an ethos. And it runs through every member and every corporate member. It's something we're very proud of. And Gary and Mary are very humble people. They drive old cars. They wear old clothes. They're not interested in making huge amounts of money from this. They're interested in making the world a better place and blessing people's lives. Tell me, where could you find a company like that? We're actually established, Young Living is 25 years old this year, and many network marketing companies come and go. Young Living's here to stay. Young Living actually owns farms or, what you could call landed assets. Once again, a point of difference between Young Living and other companies. But this also makes for a more robust and stable company. We actually have consumable products that change lives and make a massive impact on people. So by consumable, I mean that, you use them up. Like you can get your laundry detergent, your shampoo and your conditioner and all of those things. So people continue to buy. It's not like buying a big piece of machinery worth $2,000 and you don't get repeat sales from that. There really is no downside from families going chemical free and using these pristine ingredients like what we find in Young Living's products. We don't attract members for the short term. We attract members for life. And I'm proof of that. I only wanted to be for the short term, and here I am. These products have made such a massive impact on my life, and I love to share that with others. So what is network marketing? Isn't that just a pyramid scheme? No, it's not a pyramid scheme. I'm going to debunk that myth right now. A pyramid scheme is actually illegal, not only in Australia, but in like most countries around the world. With a pyramid scheme, no products actually exchange hands, just money. Those that get in at the top of the scheme make all the money, and those that get in at the bottom lose everything. It is a scheme, nothing more. That's not what network marketing is. Network marketing is actually a referral business. Basically, Young Living gives you a check for telling your friends about the products that you like. So, if you went to a restaurant and then you told all your friends, wow, this restaurant's amazing, you should go there, does the restaurant give you a referral bonus? Do they give you a free meal, a free coffee, anything like that? Or if you told your friends about a dress that you love or a handbag that you love, a perfume that you love, would those companies give you a referral bonus? Well, that's what Young Living does. They want you to tell your friends and family about the products that you love, and then they give you a bonus for it. And I can see why Gary and Mary actually chose this business model, as they wanted people to be able to share their stories. They wanted you to have an experience of the products firsthand by someone you trusted. If these were sold in health food shops, I still wouldn't have found them, because the 15-year-old girl that works there wouldn't have probably told me about products like Peace and Calming or Gentle Baby, which I used with my children. And they certainly wouldn't have given me a sample to try. It's the stories of other people in this company that really captured my attention. And it's the stories I tell that give other people hope. My stories, my testimonies. Network marketing also means that you're building a residual income. So, what does that mean? It means that the work you do in the beginning, when you get started with Young Living, you actually still get paid for in years to come. A lot of my friends and family who got started right in the beginning are still ordering today. And I don't have to do as much work to help or support them. They just continue to order and I continue to get paid. It means that you can actually have time off to travel or to spend with your family, and you still get paid for the work you've previously done to set up your business. And it's training your team to continue to share and teach and do all the things while you're away as well. And then you get paid on that. We travel a lot overseas and have, extended time where we're not teaching workshops, we're not doing one-on-ones, we're not doing all of that work, and yet monthly we still continue to get those high level checks. It's also willable income. That really appealed to me. This means that your business can be left to your children, so that if something happened to me, and particularly because for a while there I was a single mum, and I thought, who's going to look after my children financially if anything happens to me? So the good thing is that I've written it into my will that my children will get my business if anything happens to me. So in a traditional business, if something happens to me, they might get, my annual leave, they might get some of my if I've got insurance or superannuation, that kind of stuff. But when the funds dry up, that's it. Whereas as long as my Young Living business continues to grow and the people in my team continue to share, then my children will have that willable legacy. I've worked hard throughout my career, and I've also worked hard with Young Living. However, one thing that is certain is that I could not have worked as hard as I did over the past few years with a family for any other company. This company has an amazing purpose and vision and mission, and I've felt a huge part of that. I wake up with purpose in my step every day. There isn't any other company that I would have felt so deeply connected to that could have motivated me in such a way. So why network marketing makes sense? And I think that's funny because oils make sense. Well, I have my own business and I don't have to fork out a huge sum of money to buy a franchise or to start a business. In all reality, the cheapest way to get into Young Living is actually with a basic starter kit, which you can pick up here in Australia for $59. I mean, obviously the premium starter kit at $259 is the best buy, as you're basically getting everything in that kit for half price. I'm actually not required to spend hours at a shop front. I don't have to buy or rent premises down on a main street in order to sell my products. I have no employees. Well, now that I've grown so big, I actually do outsource some of my work to a virtual assistant, and I also have a bookkeeper. But in general, I don't have any employees. I have teammates who we work together and work with. I have very low overheads. As I said, I'm not paying rent or anything like that to operate a shop front from. Low startup costs, as I mentioned before. You don't have to have any special qualifications. You just need to be willing to learn, listen, and really genuinely care about people. There's no cap on the income that you can earn. So, for example, if I was my dad was a chiropractor, then my income would have been capped by the amount of patients he could see in a day. And particularly as he got closer to retirement age, he might only be able to see 8 patients physically on his body in a day. And therefore, if you're charging, say, $50 or $80, $100 a patient, and you can only see 8, then you're only going to make that amount of money per day. Whereas with network marketing, there's no cap on that. The biggest blessing, though, to me was the flexibility to work around my government job and around my family. The fact that I could do it part-time for as little as half an hour to an hour a day. I have no boss. I absolutely love that. I work when it suits my family and I'm very available to my children. One of the things I really wanted this business for was to be able to go to the girls' swimming carnivals, their cross-country, that I could go on excursions. I could, turn up to school assemblies. I could do all of those great things. And I guess that's what this business has enabled me to do. I just want to talk briefly about the 4-year career. So Richard Blissbrook has about 40-year history in the network marketing industry. He's worked for another network marketing company and then he built his own network marketing company. But after 40 years, he actually very humbly, in his own words, said that Young Living was the best, and he moved his whole organization from his own network marketing business over to Young Living because our loyalty and retention rates was incomparable with any other company. We are so far in front in terms of the percentage of people on essential rewards. So even in our team, every month we have 50% of our team members actually ordering, whereas other companies are lucky to have 10% of their members order every month. So this book, there's 2 of them there, the 4-year career, the Young Living edition, and the 4-year career for women. It's well worth a read, and it's especially good for skeptical partners. So if your partner isn't sure about this business and how the model works, you can actually order them from Life Science Publishing. It details why network marketing is the best business model, especially if you want to break out of the grind of not feeling like you're getting anywhere, especially financially. It explains very simply the key differences between network marketing and traditional businesses. The 4-year career isn't for everyone. It's a lot of work and effort. But the concept to do 4 years of hard work to set yourself up for 40 much easier years, or you could work like the rest of the people do for 40 years and, basically live like other people can't. I've never had a boss in Young Living. I have mentors and I have people that I respect and value very much, but we don't actually have a boss, which is always a bonus. And being a very strong red personality, I love being my own boss and deciding what I'll do and how I'll do it. As you know, I highly value having workplace flexibility. And at the start, for most people, this is an income on the side of their other job until the income gets to a level where they can resign and do Young Living full time. We actually get to work from anywhere around the globe and around our other commitments. And whether you build a residual income over 4 years or it takes you 14 years. I mean, as I said, I joined this business 9 years ago. It's still going to be the best financial decision that you'll ever make for you and your family. You set the pace. There's no targets, no expectations or outside pressure from any kind. This is actually a really totally self-paced journey. This graphic is from the 4-year career book that I just showed you, and I want you to remember this graphic. This business is very low reward for low effort in the first few years, and I think that's why some people give up because, they're not actually putting in the effort, they're not getting rewarded financially, well, they don't feel like they are, and the grass looks greener on the other side of the fence, so the traditional business way looks, much better. The trick is to have a long-term view and keep your why in the front of your mind. And I'm going to discuss why in a few more slides. But as you can see by the 4-year mark or once you reach diamond in Young Living, you can actually breathe a lot more easier. And theoretically, you can retire and your income will continue to grow. However, I'm yet to meet a Young Living diamond who has retired when they reach these ranks. With every rank, they find a new level of purpose. They go out and they start building wells in Africa and they do amazing things and they help more women to gain, not only women, but men as well. But particularly this business is very dominated by women and they help women to, experience this same level of freedom. This is very much a relationship business and helping other people is one of the best parts of this business. And the only way you'll actually be successful is by helping other people. Now, I've talked a bit about the money. So let's have a look at the International Income Disclosure Statement. This is actually what, the average person in Young Living actually earns. All right. So I want you to know the ranks in the colours down the left-hand side. So there's distributor, star, senior star, executive, silver, gold, platinum, which is what we are, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond. Then I want you to look at the 5th column, which is called the median monthly income. And I want you to scan your eyes down that column and decide what rank you would need to reach in order to make your life easier. So as you can see, the middle, if you like, income that a distributor earns is $15 a month. Then it goes up to star at 58, senior star 193, executive 425. So even at senior star, you would begin to get your products for free. Then executive, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. So which rank do you think you would like to, reach in order to make your life easier? Maybe you'd like to earn just enough money to get your products for free each month. Maybe you need a bridge to cover the shortfall each month after you've paid all the bills. Maybe you'd like to pay for family holidays, pay off your house, retire your husband and travel around Australia. And I want you to remember which rank would actually make a difference to you because that's going to form part of your why. And of course, look at the amount that the Royal Crown Diamonds earn. The median income for a Royal Crown Diamond, $132,828. And this is in US dollars. Imagine earning that on a monthly basis. This is a month. That paycheck and the ranks before it are absolute freedom. No matter how good I was at my government job, I could never have earned that kind of money. So, if money weren't an issue, what would you do? Would you give generously, travel overseas, or go on a dream like family holiday? Would you eat organic food? Would you send your child to the best school or uni? I know for me, my girls go to private school, and that's really important to me. Would you, as I said before, there's leaders in Young Living who travel the world to Uganda and they build wells and they set up malaria clinics and all of those kinds of things. Would you look after your elderly parents? I mean, one of the things that I really want to do is take my mum and dad to Tasmania. I've never been to Tasmania, and they've certainly talked about going and visiting where my mum's family actually, they were convicts and they came into Australia. Maybe you'd retire early, or a lot of women talk about retiring their husbands so their husbands can spend more time at home with their children. Maybe you'd like to buy a boat, build or buy your own dream home. So these are, form part of your why. Like, why would you want to do this business? And it may be several of these things. So what things on this list or others would be your why? For me, I was actually attracted to the travel most of all. Certainly whenever Young Living run trips, it motivates me to build my business. I also wanted financial freedom. I don't cope very well with financial pressure, and I lay awake at night worrying about how the bills are going to be paid. And particularly when I was a single mum, I would lose lots of sleep worrying about how I was going to pay the mortgage, how I was going to continue to pay the school fees, how was I going to do everything on my own. And I wanted to be able to provide for my children so that, when it's their turn to go to uni, that they wouldn't have a huge debt like I did. I want to feed them good food, fresh vegetables. My girls love to eat Atlantic salmon. I want to be able to go shopping at the supermarket and buy that without having to flinch at the price. And there are other things, like we actually sponsor a child in Ecuador through the Young Living Foundation. And I want to be able to freely give to the charities that I choose. And I actually recommend that you spend time with a pen and paper after this webinar and write down your own goals, write down your vision and work out what your why is. Why would you want to build a Young Living business? And it needs to be big and it needs to be powerful. It also needs to be your why and not someone else's. So, it's not going to be my why or what your husband wants or what your mum says you should do, because otherwise it will never be enough to get you out of bed in the morning. My why is to spend time with my girls, to go to those school events. And every morning when I'm, got to run a workshop or I'm meeting up with someone or I'm having a market stall or whatever it might be, I remind myself why I'm doing this, and I'm doing this for my kids. It needs to be big enough so that on the hardest days you don't want to throw in the towel. So you think big, dream big, and write it down, because a dream not written down is just a wish. You need a plan. You've got to have it front and center in your mind. So why, if this is so good, why isn't everyone doing it? And there's lots of common barriers and excuses for why people won't do it. And some of them are here on the screen. But the most common one that I hear from people is it's just not the right time. And I can categorically tell you that there isn't a right time. There wasn't a right time for me either. I had a very stressful government job, which had me traveling all over New South Wales. I had a young family. We had a macadamia farm to run. And when my youngest was actually 3 years old, that was when we separated. And it was the hardest year of my life. And I couldn't even teach a class. But I continued to get that residual income coming in every month and helped me pay I was renting at the time. It helped me pay the rent and all of the bills that I needed to pay for my girls. And I can tell you, if I had 3 months off my government job, I know I wouldn't be getting paid. Whereas this business allows me to do that. I will challenge anyone that says it's not the right time, that perhaps it's not their right time, but there's never been a better time than right now to get started. Even if you can just give half an hour a day to doing the income producing activities. So it's not scrolling Facebook or anything like that. It's actually connecting with new people, teaching people how to use the product, showing them like how they apply lavender or how they fill up the diffuser, and training your team to do the same. Then you'll have worked actually more hours from just working half an hour a day. You'll have worked more hours in a year on your business than a lot of people have done in their whole Young Living career. So Gary Young, who has since passed away, and Mary Young, who are pictured here in the photo, they're actually not motivated by money. They're very humble people, as I mentioned. They wear old clothes, they drive old cars, and they live in a modest house. They are motivated by Young Living, or Gary Young's vision to see Young Living oils in every home in the world. Gary and Mary love to invest in their people, the people that do the marketing for Young Living, the people who are out there sharing, telling their stories. And by doing that, they actually send you to farms so that you can see and feel the magic of the seed to seal process firsthand. And you can then bring that knowledge back and tell other people, the people in your team. Because my why was so big, do you know what Young Living did? They actually gave me trips all over the world. And the ones that I have loved the most is where I actually get to visit the Young Living farms and see how the plants are growing organically with my own two eyes. So when I see these posts on Facebook that say that Young Living is an organic, or Young Living this, or, Gary Young that, or whatever, I've met these people. I've worked beside them. I've seen the farms with my own two eyes, and seeing definitely is believing. And what other company does that? So these are just some of the pictures from my overseas travel. So I went to Kenya with Young Living and went on an African safari. We've actually been to Disneyland 3 times. So the picture in the middle at the top is our second trip with some of our lovely team members. There's Kim and Danae and Sophie and my 2 little girls in the front. The top right is actually Annie Brown, who's another of our team members, and Roy. Myself and Jeremy at the St. Marie's farm up in Idaho. The bottom left is Annie, Kim and Danae and ourselves in Kota Kinabalu in Borneo. I'd never ever thought I'd visit Borneo and see orangutans, and I did. The middle bottom one is in the French lavender fields in Provence in France. And as you can see, not all the lavender is purple. True lavender, not lavandin like what is grown mostly here in Australia, is actually white. And it can be white and it can be blue. So you can see from that photo that it's all multicolours. And then here we are planting lavender seedlings at the Mona farm in Utah in America. Top left, Dubai. They took us full driving out in the desert with the lovely Viv Adams. Bottom left is Kim and ourselves and Viv we went to Rome. They took us to the Colosseum in Rome and got to take funny pictures like this one. The top middle, here we are in Croatia planting helichrysum. Helichrysum was nearly extinct in Young Living because it was harvested from wild crafting. And basically they went out into the wild and they picked it. And because of that, it was not sustainable. And Young Living thought we need to do better. And they started farming it and they started teaching the locals to farm it as well. And so now it's nearly off the extinction list. And that's us planting in the Young Living farm. The middle, this is my second Alaskan cruise that I've actually won, and I'm here with Rachel Lewis and Annie Brown, 2 of our team members, at the back of the boat. And, if you've ever thought of winning a cruise, that's actually my 3rd cruise that I've won with Young Living. Top is a recent trip that we won, a family trip to Hawaii. We actually got to go to stay in the Ritz-Carlton in Hawaii. And the bottom one is the girls with Moana at Disneyland on another recent trip that we just won. I mean, who takes it's not just me who gets to go. You actually get to take your whole family on these trips. So what are the best bits? As I say, I don't think there's any downside really to this company. So the best bits for me are the life-changing impact that these oils have had on other people's lives. And it's far better than any paycheck I could be paid. I mean, people send me messages every day telling me how these oils have changed their lives, have made their families' lives better. How by switching to natural cleaning products and makeup that's chemical-free, natural skincare, all of those things have made a huge difference to their lives. It's actually a business that you can run from home or anywhere in the world. Like as you've seen in my photos, I travel a lot. That's by choice, and I love that part of the business, and I can work anywhere where there's internet access. The friends that you make in this business, I've got friends in those photos that I will have for life, and they're more like my family than my real family, and I spend more time with them, and they're absolutely beautiful and generous people. But I've also been able to have my existing friends and family join the business as well. Obviously, the travel, it's a true family business in that you can work it around your family. The financial relief and freedom that this business has given me, particularly as I mentioned, as a single mum, and the young living lifestyle is such an amazing life to live. So how do you do this? So basically, we share. We become a product of the product, and we always, wherever there's a young living product, we use that product. So I built my business mostly around doing small little workshops and classes in people's homes around kitchen table. This picture here is actually at my kitchen table. We've extended it to fit more people around because we started off with a very small table, and over time we get more and more people coming to our house to experience our workshops. But there's so many other ways that you can build this business. People have built through one-on-ones. They've actually met people up in, their homes or cafes or down the street or in a park. They've had stalls at markets or expos. They've built on social media. Basically, it's a great business for, however you want to do it. If you don't like speaking in public, then you can do it one-on-one. If you're a person who likes to be on the computer, then you can do that too. It's great to inspire people along the way to run with you and to do this business together. And that's what I've done. I've been able to build this business with my friends and family. And that's when your business really takes off, when you have others running with you. There's actually only 3 ways to fail at this business. One is to quit. We tell our team to quit tomorrow. Don't quit today. Think about it and quit tomorrow, because you never know whether you have this person that's in your team who all of a sudden decides to make this a career and they build to Royal Crown Diamond, and you could be happily sitting there being paid a residual income on the basis of that person's work. Be unteachable is another way. You really need to be wanting to listen to people, be coachable, be willing to learn. And even at, having been in the company for so long and being at the level that I'm at, I learn things every day, and I especially learn things from my amazing team members. The next thing is to have a plan B. From the moment I decided to do this business, I didn't give myself a plan B. I actually visualize every day how my family's life will be different when we reach the next rank in our business. And there's no other option for us. We're going all the way to Royal Crown Diamond. And if you ask my eldest daughter, she'll tell you that I've promised her that as soon as we reach Royal Crown Diamond, she can fly first class to the USA. So how do you get started in this business? Basically, you learn on the run, but don't get bogged down with paralysis via analysis. We have a lot of people who get started and they want to read everything and know everything, and before they actually get started sharing. The best way is to just use the products and tell other people what you love about them. That you don't have to be an aromatherapist. You don't have to have any formal qualifications. You just have to love these products and be willing to tell other people about them. You can invite your friends over and family and explain why you love Young Living and what the point of difference is. Explain to them what makes this company so amazing, and that they have farms and the seed to seal process and the range of products, all of that kind of stuff. You need to take care of your team. We talk a lot about loving on your team. Call them up when their kid arrives. Give them great service. Our team motto is actually to outlove and outservice the competition. Offer to do a class for your new members and their friends and family, because that will help them to get their oils for free. And you might even find a new business builder. And then the most important thing is to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Just keep doing that and you'll build a really large organization. Is it worth it? It sure is. You'll get a career that you love, the freedom you'll enjoy, the lives that you'll touch, the people that you meet, the places you see, the causes that you can contribute, and the person who you'll become in the process. One of the things that you'll hear a lot of leaders in Young Living say is that you don't actually realize when you start how much this business actually grows you. The personal development that you achieve as a result of this business is amazing, and your business will only grow as much as you do. So if you aren't already a member of Young Living, then get back in contact with the person who invited you to watch this video or webinar and ask them how to get started. Ask them to help you to get started with a kit, or ask them to help you get started in the business. The only regret that you'll have is that you didn't start sooner.